Welcome. Here's another video of Fallout 4 Settlements. We're over here at Croup Manor, which I like to affectionately call Croup Manor, because this place is pretty busted up, and I don't particularly like the storyline behind it. Not that it's not well done storyline behind it, but I don't like the actual storyline. They did a good job of making the storyline, but I don't actually like the nature of the storyline, I should say. Anyways, I'd like to cover what I did with this here busted up area. Okay, I started off by, I'll show you this hopefully. I simply placed that, if I can do this. Yeah. What I did initially was place this one down, but it was a little bit further back here. And then I connected a second piece to it, and then I removed this piece. And I just scooted this one forward a little bit, and then reconnected this to the new forward piece in order to cover this hole. So I've seen a lot of people who have built up from the bottom there, and I've done that too, but that has left gaps in here. So I just built this and then built down. Now this is not actually, let me show this. As you can see, it's not actually touching the floor. There's a little bit of gap, but here we can see a little bit over here. I found it better to have this because that's not as noticeable, and it does a better job for me than to have this little gap, this gap here up on top in between the roof and this whole section that I built to be settling down onto even this floor. And I just used the shack steps in order to cover that up. Now unfortunately I could not get a rug to cover this adequately enough for me, so I just left it. I do utilize rugs over here to cover in that hole. If you don't know that tip, it's actually quite useful using rugs to cover in gaps and holes. Going down here, you can hopefully see a little bit better that big gaping hole and how the rugs cover it pretty nicely. Now this here section over here, I actually used a floor because I switched it to a floor. It was originally a rug, but the one time I fast traveled over here, every last settler in this place was standing on the rug and they were not moving away, even when ringing the bell. So I switched that one to a floor piece. I made this into the bathroom and I just left it open because I kind of like this idea notion. It's not particularly a bad view to pass the time while going to the loo or taking a bath. Now this one here, I was initially trying to get a wall to cover up this hole, but then I decided, you know what, because there is that is an awning there, I'll just go ahead and put a floor on top and connect these extension ones and make this here kind of balcony area. And it worked out quite nice because this opens up onto this little portion of the roof, and I can walk over here on this. Now, Let's see, I'll go back inside here and go down the stairs and cover a little more of the inside.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Try to put in some of these walls here to cover some of the holes and make it look a little bit better. Little bar area here, eatery style thing. Here's some entertainment stuff over in this general direction. These here for more vending of food. Not gonna go back out there because part of the farm area I do have, but it's really narrow, so I'd extend more of it out this way too. There you have all my market area. You have the caravan rest stop, water pump farm here, the canyon, generator banks. Now I'm going to walk up and show a couple of the spawn points. Okay. Spawn points for enemies. There's a spawn point over here for enemies, and there's unfortunately a lot of trees for them to hide behind. Also a spawn point for enemies further down near where that road meets that other road over there. That does become an issue for when it is ghouls. They don't cooperate out running over here. So it does take some finagling to get them over. In addition, we'll cover now from time to time. There's faction fighting over in that general direction. So you can walk over there and usually find some weapons lying around from one of the previous faction fights. You might actually find the bodies still. But Minutemen, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Institute, and sometimes there will be ghouls or super mutants that spawn. One of the last things I want to show here in this place is sometimes right over there will be a Manor Queen. So not currently there, but it's Manor Queen. You can get some of the stuff to make Manor Queen steaks, which are actually pretty nice. Just take a few pot shots at it, especially in stealth mode. It won't actually fully aggro, it'll just stay in caution mode. And you can reach it from here with a long range weapon. And we'll cover that you have to go down into the basement in order to get this place. First, you have to go all the way up to the top floor master bedroom. That's the one that I used a bunch of rogues to cover that big fat hole in. And kill a glowing one to get the key to unlock the basement. You go down to the basement and you'll have to fight the bad guys down there. The ghouls that are down there. There's not a whole lot of room to move down there either. So be prepared, because they're kind of tough. Once you do that, and that is a zone, the basement, it isn't actually connected, but it does register as hostiles still nearby, so you can't utilize the crafting the workshop to build in this your settlement until you do kill Or I guess if you have the ghoul perk, you can, or another perk that will turn them friendly and have them be friendly. They will be hostile and they will still interfere with you utilizing the workshop. But that is a croup manor. And that's what I've done in building up this place. Hopefully that does give some tips and ideas and tricks.